emergency. District of Columbia and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment. And I'll be making the appropriate notifications to Congress and to the mayor, our new DEA administrator, who's one of the top in the country. He better be Terry. If you're not, I'm going to get rid of you so fast. Terry Cole. Terry, thanks. Very good. We just got him. Most highly recommended person. And you'll be designated as the interim federal commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? And you run them tough. They're good. You have a lot of good people. You have people that shouldn't be there. You also have people that shouldn't be there. They got in there because of woke. But you have a lot of great police. And those people are the ones that want to help you. This city will no longer be a sanctuary for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police, and you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the street. You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed. By the way, we're going to have National Guard, but Pete Hegseth will.
I'm not a fan of this.
We will bring in the military if needed. People say, "Oh, that's so terrible." He's going to bring in. It's been many times.
As you know, I'm a massive Trump supporter, but I'm not a fan of this.
I don't think we'll need it. I think we've
got the wrong people in his ear,
including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership. They'll immediately begin massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into
about to have a little bit of violence going on in Chicago, guys.
Venezuela, they come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out. They won't be here long.
What the fuck was that?
But some of these people, a lot of them are homegrown criminals. And these are bad people. These are rough people. And this is just a list of some of the people that were given to me today that were criminals removed from the D.C. streets this weekend. They were rough and tough. But we're rougher and tougher.
We're declaring war on Chicago, guys. We're federalizing Chicago right now.
I'm not going to be your local school teacher.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He has killed people numerous times.
We're putting the DOJ in charge of...
They will never be an asset to society. I don't care. I know we all understand.
So, I'm in a mixed bag here with this one, guys, because we're now federalizing Chicago, and we're putting the DOJ and the military in charge of the police department there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on this. Here we go.
Families oftentimes grow into the roles. They love the country. They love this area. So, Doug, could you say a few words, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of the U.S. Park Police, this is the oldest federal police force in the nation. They were formed in 1791 by none other than President George Washington. They've got the awesome responsibility of protecting our nation's most sacred monuments. The National Mall, Washington Monument.
Well, Trump's done speaking for a minute. Holy crap, what's going on outside? Oh, shit. Well, typical Florida fashion. We got a massive storm coming in. But I'm just going to say that, I don't know, it's a mixed bag here because we got these Antifa people all over the streets of Chicago right now, and they're terrorists. So they got to go for sure. They got to go. But I don't know. I'm mixed here. I'm for it, but in a lot of ways I'm not for it. It's tugging at my heartstrings. As soon as Trump gets back on here and starts speaking again, we'll flip back around and watch that. But if you're just joining, they just announced that they're federalizing Chicago right now. They're federalizing the police department in Chicago. They're putting Pam Bondi and the DOJ in charge of the police department in metropolitan area, I think they said. So, I mean, we're going to have to see where this goes, because if this goes too far, then obviously I've got a problem with that, because this is America. But if they're just going to go in and pick up these illegals and these big, massive gangs that are killing people, that's one thing. But if we're going to start like having federal agents walking in the streets and just going after American citizens, I'm going to have a problem with that. So, okay, hold on. We got Pete. Has
by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. At your direction as well, sir, there are other units we are prepared to bring in. Other National Guard units, other specialized units. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with their law enforcement partners. This is nothing new for DOD. As the President noted, at the border, we've got 10,000 troops down there who've been operating in defense cooperation areas, defense zones, where there's zero illegal crossings because of troops on strikers scanning the border. We've been protecting other people's borders for 20 years. It's about time we protect our own. And we're working with ICE and CBP. In Los Angeles, we did the same thing. Working with the California National Guard, working with ICE officers. ICE officers deserve to do their job.
God.
We will work alongside
I got to secure this thing.
Police and
So
federal
let
law
me
enforcement to ensure this
set
city
you up
is
here
safe.
somehow.
This city is beautiful. And as I always say about President Trump to the troops, he has their back. And my message to the National Guard and federal law enforcement in Washington is we have your back as well. Be tough, be strong. We're right behind you. Thank you.
I'm going to ask Pam, because she's now, as you heard me say, she's really in charge of a lot of what we're talking about.
She's really fucking handling that well. Look at Cash back there looking like a robot.
And, Pam, maybe you could say
Cash, relax, buddy. Why is he so stiff right now? Oh, hold on.
Let me be crystal clear.
Why is he so stiff back there right now?
Today, we are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. Families come here every summer. Our museums are free. We have the National Zoo. We have the National Gallery. DC should be a place where everyone can come and feel safe. Behind me and to my side, we have some of the best career law enforcement and prosecutors in the country who are ready to take this on. As the President said, Terry Cole is going to be supervising the Metro Police Department. Gaddy Serralta, our U.S. Marshal, is going to be supervising command and control, the entire operation. Our Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and I will be working with them closely, along with our great FBI Director, Kash Patel. Kash is going to talk to you in a minute about what we did in Virginia recently with Governor Youngkin. Many of you covered that, and it was tremendously successful. Not only that, our secret weapon here in D.C. is U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, one of the toughest prosecutors and a former judge. And she is going to be talking about juvenile crime, how it's out of control here, and what she's going to do to fight back. No more crime rampant in our beautiful capital. No more teenage girls beating a disabled man to death. No more of that. No more drive-bys. We're going to do everything we can. And working with the ATF Director Driscoll and Commander of the Army, we're going to all work together. That's what we all do in this room. We work together, we fight. Do not underestimate one person in this room. We're going to make DC beautiful. We're going to make DC safe again. One other thing, just at the wharf a few days ago, the area of the wharf, Terry Cole reached out to me, not even nightfall, on the weekend, where so many families and tourists go. A guy's overdosing from fentanyl on a park bench in the middle of families around. They administered Narcan and saved his life. No more of that. The President of the United States is going to clean up DC, and we're going to be there to help him, and we're going to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's talk about Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia, we had a big success.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for your leadership, Deputy Attorney General, and the rest of our interagency partners. Mr. President, the following is what happens when you let good cops be cops. And I just want to highlight that before I get into Northern Virginia. This year alone, under President Trump's administration, we've had over 4,000 child victims identified and found. That's a 33% increase from the same time period last year. 33% increase. We've had a seizure of 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl up to this date. That is a 25% increase since the same time period last year. And just to put it in perspective, 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl is enough to kill 115 million Americans. 115 million Americans. Cops are getting after it. The FBI has arrested 19,000 people this year alone. Thanks to President Trump's administration, that's double than where we were this time last year. And we have also arrested 1,600 people who have committed violent acts against children. 270 of them are human traffickers of children. Mr. President, this is what happens when you have great leadership at the Attorney General with Pam Bondi. Your administration's priority of protecting the homeland and protecting American citizens and protecting our children, and the murder rates are plummeting. We are now able to report that the murder rate is on track to be the lowest in U.S. history, in modern recorded U.S. history, thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities. And how do we do it? And what are we going to bring to D.C.? What we did in Northern Virginia, thanks to Terry Cole and Governor Youngkin and the team, we stood up a task force out in my Northern Virginia field office, and we said, let's let good cops be cops. Let's get them the intelligence and what they need, and let's get the red tape out of their way, and let's get DOJ partnered up with us to bring great prosecutions. And that's exactly what we did. In 1 month, we arrested 545 violent felons. 545 in the state of Virginia, thanks to Governor Youngkin's partnership. And
we're going to arrest a whole lot more of you terrorists.
Law enforcement is what's coming to Washington, D.C. When you let good cops be cops, when you give them the intel they need.
Epstein list, 100%. Let's get it.
Task force, when you work with Terry and Gaddy, and I go way back to
I talk shit about that. I want that Epstein list, absolutely.
Capacities. And when you have the DOJ and President Trump driving behind this mission, we are going to clean up Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it the right way.
Oh, God, I got to go out here and
we're going to
take this canopy off my truck. It's about to rip apart. It's getting shredded.
Thank you, Attorney General.
Who's talking next?
Thank you, Cash.
Donnie talking, Donald Trump.
The process begins right now. Actually started over the weekend. We confronted a lot of very bad people, but it's going to be something that will be pretty amazing to you as you watch it. And I think most of you said it's a beautiful thing to do it right. We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty. Got a lot of problems.
Where's my knife?
But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Some of those people, we don't know how they even got there. Some of those people are from different countries, different parts of the world. Nobody knows who they are. They have no idea, but they're there. Getting rid of the people from underpasses and public spaces from all over the city. There are many places that they can go. We're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland for the world to see. The Metropolitan Police Department and the federal authorities will be supported in the effort, a really big effort, the 800 DC National Guardsmen that we'll put on, and much more necessary, much more. You remember I said, I offered 10,000 once. Remember I said to a certain person who I thought always was highly overrated, not very competent, but I said, if you need them, we'll give you 10,000 of the military or the National Guard. They turned me down. But if necessary, we're going to move service members directly to joining the Guardsmen. And that'll take place very rapidly, and that'll be done in conjunction with Pam and with Pete and everybody else. Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. And we're going to make it that. We're going to make it safe. We're going to make it smart. And make it beautiful, so beautiful. Some of the buildings, we're going to add to it. You see what we've done at the White House. White House is a whole different building. I do that in my part-time because it's a natural instinct as a real estate person. I was very good at that, and I was very good at fixing things up. I like fixing things up. You see what's happening. The marble floors are being reinstalled, renovated, fixed. The whole place is becoming very beautiful. We're going to be adding a magnificent ballroom, most beautiful ballroom I think anywhere. We need it. I would have certainly loved to have had it today. I think we would have filled it up. A lot of you are standing outside, can't get in this room. I've never seen the room like this, which tells me that you want to talk about, this was a D.C. news conference. It tells me that you want to talk about crime in D.C. and beautification of D.C., but I'm going to put that's easy. And I think, frankly, fixing the crime with the pros, fixing the crime is easy too. A person who I've known for a long time, and she's been incredible. She was a fantastic, one of the best ever district attorneys in New York. She was in Westchester, and she became a judge, very successful judge. And then she went into showbiz because she was such a good DA and such a good judge, tough judge, but fair, always fair. Nobody ever complained about that, but she was tough. And because of that and her reputation, she went into showbiz. So a lot of people don't, they think of Janine as showbiz. Actually, showbiz was not her thing. It was, and she did great. She was on, along with a couple of other of my friends, on the #1 show. And she did great. But this is what she loves doing. This is really her baby. What she's going to do is going to be incredible. And I'd like to speak for just a few seconds on what she has in mind, what she wants to do. We're going to be appointing some judges. We have some open spots, and we're going to take people because the judges are letting killers out. They're just saying, go, it's okay, don't worry about it. So we're putting some Pam recommended, Todd recommended, some judges that are great. Janine recommended. Janine's given me 3 great candidates already. We have about 10 open spots, so we can probably create some more. We need them. Janine, would you say a few words, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, Madam Attorney General, and to all my partners here. We all want the same thing. We all want a safe city. We want a safe capital. We want to be able to bring our families here. We want to be able to come and enjoy the history that makes this place great. And unfortunately, we are not in that position right now. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for taking the step that we need right now to make criminals understand that they are not going to get away with it anymore. And I'm not going to stand here and go over and over the cases. But what I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest, intent to kill. I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the DC Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens, and it starts today. But it's not going to end today, because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals understand that we see you, we're watching you, and we're going to change the law to catch you. And my final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the state attorney general, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a broken nose. And then I did a poster of what happens to those kids because I can't arrest them.
So I don't care about this right now. So listen, let me tell you what the only problem with this situation are. Is these cities are still voting this way. They're not stopping. They're not stopping. They're still going to continue to vote this way. You know what I mean? So we put these federal agents in. What's the alternative? Permanent military and federal agents? Congratulations. We're the United States Communist Party under Republicans. You know what I mean? Honestly, I mean, if you want to get down to the brass tacks of if you love your country or not, because they still continue to vote this way. So as soon as anytime they pull out, it's just going to go right back to this. Every single time. You're going to see it happen in Washington once they pull the military out, which they say they're doing. It's going to go right back to it because they continue to say, well, fuck the government, fuck the rules, fuck the law. We're the left. Let them do what they want. They've already, the guy that shot up ABC, they let him go. He's already out. Democrat shot up ABC affiliate place, drive by him, got arrested. They let him go because it's a Democrat fucking city. So there's no accountability actually being had here. I want accountability. I want these people that are continuing to not follow the Constitution and uphold the Constitution to absolutely be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And then we just put law enforcement in that will uphold the Constitution, and there you go. We just fixed that city. So it is what it is, you know? Absolutely. I'm giving you the answer, the real answer, the easy answer. We have to fix law enforcement before we can fix anything. It's not the corrupt politicians that's taking our fucking freedom. It's the people they give the orders to that are taking our freedom. So if the cops uphold the Constitution, then the corrupt politicians can't be corrupt, because then they would arrest the fucking corrupt politicians, correct? Bam. Problem fixed. Then they wouldn't take unconstitutional orders and arrest preachers and mothers and fathers for, you know, doing what they need to do to keep their children and their congregation safe. I'm just saying. Dude lives in his truck, get it right, on property, with a big-ass fucking tool shed. And you know why I live in my truck? Because of pieces of shit like you vandalizing and fucking destroying all of my shit. But you'll never stop me. Guess what? I could live in a fucking tent and I'll still get out here and fight you. Go watch my live from Saturday. Fucking pussies. Can't do shit. The moment you fucking Antifa pussies and old people surrounded me, and I went hands back on with you, you were professional fucking victims, and you called the cops on me. And what happened when the cops got there? They didn't even give a fuck. They didn't care at all. As a matter of fact, they complimented me on my Charlie Kirk truck. So, fuck you people. You're done. It doesn't matter anymore. You get in the streets and you espouse that you are Antifa, that you are organized. Guess what? Congratulations. You just admitted now that you're a terrorist organization, that you're a terrorist in the streets of America, espousing terrorist rhetoric, which is against the law when your organization has been deemed terrorist. You don't get constitutional rights when you're a terrorist. How many times do I have to tell you that? Yeah, I got Charlie Kirk all over the side of my truck right now. I got some bloody handprints, and we are all Charlie Kirk on both sides, and hashtag remember Charlie Kirk on the tailgate and on the side of the door. They've been smashing this truck up for 5 years. I'm missing, there's no window here. There's no window on either one of these, front or back. They smashed those out. All the guts for this door are ripped out, so I got to put the window up with my hands. Sliced my tires numerous times, cut my brake lines numerous times, stabbed my radiator. Dang, we got a hell of a fucking storm coming in right now. That's what I was wandering around doing while y'all were watching. Oh, wait. Donald Trump's talking again. Let's go back to Don for a minute, guys. Don, the man, he's been pretty savage this week.
And somebody came to me and said, sir, in 1910, I don't want to give you...
They said he was all sick and he came back looking better than ever.
Came us, well, that's around like early on. You know, if I'm slightly off, it make you sound a little bad. So I won't put myself in that position. I won't put you in that position, because I think everybody agrees with what we're doing today. But when I signed that thing, it was like a miracle. Everybody left. They were gone. They were starting to march down. They started the march toward Thomas Jefferson. And I figured he was always going to
I'm looking for safe. Nick Fried's 2028. That's what I'm looking for.
Found something with Abraham Lincoln. And even in the name George Washington in California, numerous places changed the name of George Washington High School and various other places. They took George Washington's name. This was a sick, woke culture that I think we've largely ended. And a lot of those people that were woke are now turning out to be... the opposite. I won't go so far as to say MAGA. It's a very special category. But they've gotten out of that. But we have people that love this country, and they love this really beautiful capital. It is. I flew over it the other day, and I said, what a beautiful place. But if there's crime all over the streets, when you get there, it doesn't look so beautiful. But we're going to make it beautiful again. We're going to fix it with crime, and we're going to also, as we're doing that, we're going to start doing things that we know how to do, that I know how to do better than anyone.
In case you people don't know, they call Chicago Chirac for a reason.
But not only are we stopping the crime, we're going to clean up the trash and the graffiti and the grime and the dirt and the broken marble panels and all of the things they've done to hurt this city. and we're going to restore the city back to the gleaming capital that everybody wants it to be. It's going to be something very special. All of these people are really tough. Can I shake your hand, Gaddy, please? You're going to be a
I own property. I'm not homeless.
You're going to be that guy. I hope I don't have to fire him in 2 weeks because he's too soft. I don't think he's too soft. If I do, I will, though. Is it okay? If you're soft, weak,
Where I'm
pathetic,
sleeping
like
is
some of the
mine.
people, I will fire you so fast. You're not going to have to worry about that. No, I think you're going to do a fantastic job. And everybody in this room, they may not express it, but they all want that to happen. You know, they want to be safe, and they have families too. So it's an honor to have such a large group. I've done this for years now, hard to believe. I've never seen this room so packed. In fact, I'm sure it's a violation of every fire code.
Probably.
But we'll let you stay anyway. You're taking a chance. And with that, we'll say maybe if you could. Oh, wow.
Absolutely. They're continuing Turning Point USA. They're going to be doing big things. We got a lot of big stuff coming up.
Keep the first questions, perhaps, to this subject, and then we'll go on to a few others. Please.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Hey, guess what? When you start assassinating us in the streets, we don't care about your rights anymore. When you start espousing that your president is akin to Hitler when he's never done anything, if he was Hitler, you would all be dead right now. You wouldn't have the right to speak on the internet right now like you are. You wouldn't be able to get out in the streets and protest like you do. So when you espouse that kind of rhetoric that causes people to assassinate people and say they want everybody that doesn't think like them dead, well then guess what? Now you got what you wanted. You're getting what you wanted. This is what you wanted under Biden. So you're going to get what you want, and we're going to clean up your fucking mess and get this country back.
And they agreed to put up 5% instead of 2%. 2% they didn't pay, 5% is already paid. We had a great meeting, and they all said the same thing. They said our country was dead. They thought our country—
Who's the fascist? The ones trying to stop people from murdering an entire culture of people just how they believe? You know, you leftists, you call us fascists, but you literally want to kill all of us just because of our beliefs and us speaking the truth. The truth hurts your feelings. It makes you need a tampon for your butthole like the little pussies you are. And you don't know what to do about it, so you sit us across the street and you shoot people. You don't even have the fucking balls like a true man to look somebody in the eyes when you take their life. So your voice doesn't matter anymore. Don't matter anymore. You silenced yourselves when you assassinated Charlie Kirk. You're done. And we're proving that every day. You're all getting fired. You're all losing everything. We're coming for you. Understand that. The difference is we have the full apparatus of the military that's doing it for us. We don't have to shoot you in the streets and be criminals. You're welcome. And then when the military gets out of the streets and the smoke is clear and we can go back to living our lives and being happy Americans, and people don't have to want to kill people because of how fucking miserable they are and how sorry their lives are and how much they hate themselves because they've been told since they were little kids growing up in this generation that, oh, you're bad if you don't agree with everybody and everybody's evil if they're white and everybody's evil if they don't let black people commit all the crime they want to commit. We'll put you in jail if you say anything about that. You're talking about censorship, motherfuckers. You're the only ones that have had a cancel culture. We haven't even cancel cultured you from the internet. We're still letting you espouse this bullshit. You had entire companies shut down and had the apparatus of the FBI censor the fucking internet, you communist pieces of shit. We have done nothing like that to you. You can all still get on here and talk all your shit. You can still get out in public and say how you want to kill your fucking president. Nobody's arrested you for that. You're all still out here being fucking stupid. But guess what? When we got out in the streets, under your administration, we had the FBI visiting our houses. People were getting arrested for preaching in the streets. Oh, but it's rules for D and not for me, right? You don't think you should be held accountable to anything because you're self-entitled little brats that didn't get the fuck beat out of you by your parents like we did. So we learned some fucking manners and self-control in life. So we can go hold a job, working our fingers to the bone, while you sit at home and collect our fucking tax dollars. So fuck you. We have no sympathy for you whatsoever. None. It's done. We tried for 10 years to coalesce with you people. We tolerated you. You attacked us. You killed us. You burned our cities to the fucking ground. Now, you don't exist. Period. You're not here anymore. Understand when we say you don't exist, you don't. Because we control everything. You have nothing. You don't own anything. You're self-entitled little kids that need a spanking. That's all it is to it. The difference is, you're psychopathic murderers that want to just kill people for the fun of it because they don't agree with the way you think. Holy fuck, bro. And you're talking about we're savage. But guess what? You made a mistake when you woke up the rest of America. It was fine when you were able to just call me a tinfoil wearing motherfucker. But when we got representatives of the governments out here on live TV now espousing what we're saying, that's when you're fucked. When you got all these millions of patriots that have just disappeared off the internet since Charlie Kirk's assassination, that's when you know people are getting fucking mobilized for you little punks. And we're ready. You see, that's all we've been doing is getting ready for this for the past, this entire time you've been fucking with us. And now, you've made it so easy for us. And the beautiful thing is we'll never have to come after you. You will always come for us, every time, because you can't control your emotions. I'm going to say, you pussy leftist communists, I challenge you to come for me. Watch, guys. Somebody's going to come for me this week. They do every time. You know it. They will. They're having a rally out here Saturday. Somebody will be there waiting to threaten me and then do nothing because you're the pussies that you fucking are. You don't have any nuts between your legs. You haven't hit fucking puberty yet. It's insane. You get out here and you talk shit and then call the cops. You get out and threaten to kill me and then call the fucking cops when I retaliate. You people are pussies, bro. You shot me 3 times and you couldn't even kill me. You're pussies. You know what I mean? You can talk all this shit you want about me. But you guys have been trying to kill me for 8 motherfucking years. Ever since I started at the Trump store. And you've never succeeded. Not once. I just downloaded all my pictures onto the laptop. So tomorrow, because I'm pissed off at Streamlabs, I'm not going live on there for a little bit. So tomorrow, we'll go through all the stuff that you people have done to me. And we'll go through some of the text that you weird psychopath motherfucker. Why do you make everything sexual? Even when you're threatening to kill me, you make it fucking sexual. You people are weird and creepy motherfuckers, man. You really are. But I still love you because you give me more money than my subscribers do. So I love you. You make me more money than anybody else. Keep on, trolls. Get on here and hate me. I love you. Yeah, I have a big nose. My face is crooked. I love you guys. Talk all the shit you want about me. Oh, I'm a racist. Oh, no. Hurts my feelings. Makes me feel fucking horrible when you call me a racist. See, that's the difference between you and us. We can laugh at you and understand what you actually are. At this point, you're just demons. But some of you haven't gone beyond being redeemed. You young ones that are just brainwashed, come hang out with us and just talk to us for a little bit. And you'll understand we're not what these people are telling you we are. If I were this crazy fascist psychopath that these fucking trolls say that I am on here, I'd be on the news every day. You know. Now, yes, I've been on the news 19 times in the past 5 years, but that's because you wackos came after me and we had to have rallies about it. So, but I love you guys. Trumpy's talking again. Let's see what Trump's saying right now.
Standing on this beautiful day, maybe a couple of days.
I love you guys, man. I'll always love you guys. I'll always be here for you. As much as sometimes I get fucking fed up because I'm not famous. I don't have a big channel anymore. Cancel culture fucking destroyed me. And I don't have security like these guys do. So when I go out and I do these public events and I get attacked, it's all on me. So sometimes I get a little irritated and I talk some shit. So understand, sometimes I also make videos just to see who's listening to what. Understand that.
And police. And I was saying hello to many people that were standing in front of their homes with yellow tape. You can't go in. You can't go onto the lot. And those people wanted to start rebuilding the homes then and there. And the mayor said we should be able to get them the permits within 2 years. I said, that's a shame. 2 years? Are you kidding? I'm going to get them the federal permit like almost immediately. 2 years.
You know, we're just a year in, right? We still got years to go, guys. We're just getting started.
They don't have their permits to build their homes. And now they're talking
Hey,
about
the funny thing is, too, is click on these people's profiles that are talking shit. One follower, not following anybody. They're probably not even real accounts. They're just weird pedophiles sitting in somebody's basement.
low-income housing. I know more about low-income housing and luxury housing. I know about everything real estate. They want to replace some of those homes with low-income housing. They haven't gotten their permits yet.
Exactly. Thank you, Slow and Low 64. Low rider.
And
Absolutely.
those people are angry. And now, you know, they had tremendous...
Or maybe a truck, what?
I love that area.
Robin.
Big area.
I'm trying to go through your messages while he's talking.
All luxury stuff, beautiful stuff, and some wasn't that luxury, but the level of love for that neighborhood, their neighborhoods, was incredible. And you know what? I watch people on television. They want to go. They want to.
1491. That's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. That was a rough, hard time to live, though. Holy shit. 1491 was definitely a rough, hard time to live. Well, so let me unpack that for a second. I'm going to go. God dang, it's pouring fucking rain on my back right now. What the hell is going on here? Why is this all tangled up? Oh, great. It's coming down harder now. Okay. Okay, I'm going to run with you for a second. Woo. Oh, don't run into nothing. Okay. Okay, it stayed on. Okay, the rain didn't stop it. Let me turn shit on. Okay, we're back. Sorry, guys. It just started pouring fucking nuts and big rain in Florida. And as I was letting you watch Trump talk, my canopy was getting ripped off the top of my truck by a four-legged canopy that I park under. So I had to pull that down. Now I'm just exposed to the property I live on. But listen, we got some, like I said, we got this big video coming up that I'm going to pull up. It's crazy. It's going to be very, very explicit, just so you know. It shows the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but it shows that everything we've been told is a lie. A Marine ballistic specialist slowed down the video, and there is an entry and exit wound that they lied to us about, and this video keeps getting deleted, but I had the foresight to save it offline as soon as I saw it, so I have it. It's just it took me forever just to watch the thing. It's very graphic. It slows the entire thing down, and it shows that everything we were told was a lie. I'm sending the video to a few people right now as well that are bigger names than me. I ran it through 22 times. I ran it through an AI filter, and it says it is not an AI video. So I'm also trying to get it to Steven Crowder right now so he can verify that. But I'm going to play it live in tomorrow morning's show, and we're going to see exactly what it looks like happened. And like I said, a Marine ballistics specialist sent this video to a friend that released it on the internet, and it's been getting deleted all day since he posted it. So I have it. I'm going to pull it up in the morning, and we're going to watch it. I was going to do it tonight, but then the whole DOJ, Chicago, Washington thing happened. The next 3 years are going to be fucking crazy. And listen, there are people like me that have lost everything for doing this and all these rallies, and I'll repost all the times I've been in the paper and on the news and all this shit so you can remember who the fuck I am. They wrote a whole book about me called White Rule Rage, The End of Democracy. That's my truck from the beginning on that book. So, We'll get back to it. Actually, I have a 128 IQ. Thank you very much. I'm only half retarded. Thank you. 80 IQ. But I was born in the 80s, bro. I wasn't born after 2000 like you people were. That's what I'm saying. I think they're lying to her, Anthony. That's what I'm saying. I tried to, and yes, there is a video. In this video, it shows the bullet entering. It shows the hair fly up. It shows the blood splatter that you can't see in the other videos because it's from a completely different angle. Okay, and then it shows it literally, he slowed it down enough to where it shows the bullet coming out of the side of Charlie's neck. It's fucking crazy. And if they're lying to everybody, we need to find out the truth. And that's the problem. This might be an asshole thing to do. And that's why I haven't released it yet. I've had it since yesterday and I haven't released it. I haven't shown it. Some of you have probably already seen it. It was going around for a while today and yesterday. But it's fucking... Can't afford decent Wi-Fi. I'm on... What do you mean? I'm on my phone, and when I'm on my laptop over there, it runs just fine. My Wi-Fi works just good. The router is right there. It works just fine when I want to use it. What do you mean? You people are weird. You're absolutely weird. And I got Starlink in my fucking truck. You know you can buy Starlink at Walmart now? You don't have to wait 2 to 3 weeks to get your package. It's pretty expensive, though. It's $148 a month, just so y'all know. Trump hasn't released anything about Kirk. It's funny that y'all say when all these administrations say things, you're like, Trump did that. Trump didn't do shit. As a matter of fact, Trump even said at Kirk's funeral, I'm pissed. I don't forgive these enemies. He was pretty savage at the funeral. You know what I mean? I was pretty surprised about that. He was pretty savage at the fucking funeral. Y'all keep saying, oh, yeah, Trump did that. No, Kash Patel did that, or Pam Bondi. And I warned y'all about Pam Bondi. I'm a Florida resident. She was horrible here. She tried to take our guns. She expanded red flag laws. She was fucking horrible. We never fucking liked the president because he was good at picking people. Because remember the first administration, he picked John Bolton, quite a few bad people. So the problem is, and I made a video about this earlier, Trump, you're under the wrong influence. I think J.D. Vance is a horrible influence for Donald Trump. J.D. Vance's entire book is a lie. He was born in Ohio. He grew up in the suburbs. His name was not J.D. Vance. He changed it twice in his lifetime. His whole book is a lie. You can Google it. You can look it up. I've posted the information on here. That pisses me off. You know? So it is what it is at this point. You guys wanted to start a war. As far as we're concerned, we have to walk out of our house and look out to see if one of you are going to try to kill us every day. And when I say us, I mean people, because you might talk all the shit you want about me, but on my live this morning, I got 58,000 viewers. So I'm reaching an audience that's much larger than the population of the small, it's about the same size as the population of the small town I live in. So I'm reaching enough people. I got 2.4 million people to vote for Donald Trump as one person. So I'm doing pretty good, guys. So you only talk shit to me because you hate me because you ain't me. Because if I go on, every time I go on one of your channels, you got one subscriber. And that's probably your mom. You know what I mean? It's probably your mom. So, but I still love you. Don't forget. Don't go away. Stay on here. Trump's doing a good job. The administration is not. Trump's wanting these savage things to happen. The administration's not pulling it off. Holman's my best bet at this point. You know what I mean? He's clearly genuine about everything he says. You can see the passion in his voice when he talks. Tom, man, he's going to go in the record books as a legend for deportations. They just got to set him fucking loose and keep the DOJ and all that shit the fuck out of it. That's what they got to do. They got to set Tom Holman loose and just let him do his fucking thing. Well, it is. It's either that or their sister. You know, because every one of them look like their dad's fucking their sister. Every single one of them. You can see when the video I have on here, when liberals attack, this dude, he literally looked at me and called me incest. And I'm like, bro, you literally look like your mom fucked your dad or your brother. So, I mean, you people are weird looking. You're shaped like thumbs, most of you. You know, it's just weird. I don't get it. It's like you're pissed off because your parents did drugs when you were a baby, so now you hate the fucking world. Because none of you know what's going on. When people talk to you, all you can do is regurgitate a 2-second fucking video. You can never, ever, ever produce facts. None of you leftists that debate people can ever produce facts. You can produce a fucking poll from a Gallup poll or some shit that doesn't mean anything. You can never pull up anything from a DOJ website. You can never pull up anything from ISIS website. You can never argue with us. You can never debate with us. That's why you get violent. And that's sad. You shouldn't have to get violent. But you see, the problem is now all of a sudden when you see us in the streets, you're like, oh, well, let's talk. And we're like, no, there's no more talking. That's what you found out the other day at this rally. Put your umbrella in my face, lady. I will fucking rip your arm off with that thing. You know what I mean? Y'all surround me. I'll let you know, like I did live on camera. And I told the cops. They surrounded me, so I let them know I would kill every one of them right there in the street. There's no more mercy. There's no more tolerance when you come at us with violence. We're done. You are not going to be spoiled little brats that get to fall on the fucking floor and beat your head against the floor and then you just get away with shit. You're going to fucking prison. They're going back through all of the stuff that happened during the George Floyd riots, and you're all getting arrested. Understand that there are already over 100,000 subpoenas for warrants to be put out for people in America. Understand, we warned you if you kept pushing us, we were going to use the full apparatus of law enforcement of America to fucking come after you. What did you think that meant? Puppy dogs and rainbows fucking counselors? No, it meant savage motherfucking Marines that when you try to block their way, they're just going to fucking move you physically because that's their fucking job. That's why all of you social media influencers and all you politicians need to have security from private contractors right now. You need to have somebody out that has at least 4 drones around the area. If there's a view in front of you and a view behind you from buildings that can hit you from up to 500 to 800 yards away, given that, that's giving a lot of credit to a fucking leftist, but this was organized. This was set up. You should have banners in the front and the back hanging. They keep the field of vision from a sniper off. Okay, you could have people with binoculars and people with rangefinders on fucking roofs to look around to see what's going on. People are like, oh, the security was great. No, this stuff is garbage. Trump almost got killed. Charlie Kirk did get assassinated. Steven Crowder almost got killed. Other people have been shot and killed. The security is fucking garbage. We can no longer trust this government to keep us safe. People, please, be safe out here. Listen, social media personalities that have a bunch of money, I'm going to fix your life right now. If you've got 20 best friends that you can trust with your life, you have money, you're already paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for private security. But these are private security for America, for events, for fucking wild teenagers coming at you that are fans and people that don't like you. This is war. You need veterans. You need to get some of the most savage Afghanistan veterans you can find, mostly Marines, operators, or Navy SEALs that are retired or out and still want to do a job that's good. You need operators to keep you safe in situations like this. They need to know how to clear buildings. You need to have overwatch. You need to have good security. You don't. None of you have good security. At least have fucking overwatch. That's what's gotten every one of us. That's every time. When I got shot in fucking Sarasota, it came from above. Nobody knew where it came from. You know what I mean? Fucking, they got me all the way from my ankle to my hand on the fucking side of my head. It's because I had no security. But if I would have, there would have been people in Overwatch to be able to see what the fuck was going on. If it's a night event, they need to have nods and they need to have thermals. That will save your fucking life from a very far distance away. Okay? There's easy, simple things. And you don't have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this. You can go get a fucking $60 drones that have 8K from fucking Walmart, bro. They have a 3-mile fucking radius. You only need up to 1,800 yards. Fly the fucking area and say, oh, hey, look, there's a motherfucker on the roof. Crash the cheap-ass drone right into his fucking head and then go get him. You know what I mean? It's real fucking easy. Maggot brain, whatever, bro. That's cool. But listen, you better listen to me because this is the way people like me think. Okay? This is the kind of stuff when I start traveling around and I get back up on my channel and I start getting more stuff going, this is what I'm going to be doing for these people for free. I'm going to crowdfund for everything. I'm going to do all this for free for all of these people that want to go speak in public. So when you come after people, we're not going to be the fucking cops, okay? We're going to be the motherfuckers that aren't going to ask you any questions. We see you trying to kill somebody, we're going to take you, period. You're done. Okay, there's going to be people watching the roofs. There's going to be drones. There's going to be line of sight interference. There's going to be all kinds of things that should have been done for somebody as important as Charlie Kirk, somebody as important as Donald Trump. Do you understand this? These were failures of a magnitude that's insane. For it to happen directly after, just shortly after, a year later, Donald Trump just went through the same thing. We had a schematic to look at for what the failures of that situation were, and nobody fucking took the parameters. Nobody got prepared for that. Well, guess what? Now you fucked that up. Now people are getting prepared. Unfortunately, some people are canceling events. They're not doing nothing to us, and they won't do nothing to us. Because listen, even when it comes to the government, the majority of the armed population, which is us, would be fighting them just as quick. We don't live in a fucking echo chamber. I just got done saying, Big Daddy government's not here to help us. I haven't espoused the government being an authority over anything this whole time. As a matter of fact, if you would have listened when they were talking about putting federalization of the fucking state in America, that's insane in my book, because the Constitution dictates that we deputize, fund, and release the militias of the states to do these jobs. So we're not going by the Constitution on this, but you guys aren't following any laws whatsoever. So what the fuck does it matter? You know what I mean? You're lawless. So we fight for people that believe in freedom of speech. You don't believe in freedom of speech, so we don't care about your freedom of speech. You want to kill us for our freedom of speech, so we don't care. We don't care. You know what I mean? It's just that fucking simple. Plain and simple, you want to murder us. You want us dead. You want us gone from this world. There is no coexistence with that. None whatsoever. None. We can't go anywhere and do anything as a rally without having to put up fucking 20-foot unclimbable gates and fucking having millions of dollars worth of security. No, we're not going to live like that. That's not America. That's a third fucking world country. And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, what we should be doing is rounding all of you up and sending you to a fucking third world country so you can see that you ain't shit, and they will rape you and chew you up and throw you in the garbage can in a third world country. We should send you all to Palestine. Every single one of you leftists, we should round you up and send you to fucking Palestine. Go free Palestine, because nothing you can do in America affects Palestine at all. We're not Palestine. We have nothing to do with fucking Palestine. And you're going and killing people and shooting up weddings right now saying free Palestine. Your brains are fucking applesauce. You have a fucking bag of shit. There's a diaper inside your brain, isn't there? And every time you have a thought, you just hear, and then you just say whatever the fuck you regurgitate from a 2-second video, because you don't have any logic behind going and shooting up a wedding for a fucking at a country club and screaming free Palestine. How is that going to accomplish anything? How is murdering people in the streets going to accomplish anything? Well, that's the point. We're the 2%. We're the 3%ers that practice the Second Amendment. We are the most armed population. I've got over 250 million views on my videos in America of people that agree with me. And there's only 300 people in America. So you could suck my fucking ball sack. You are 0.1% of this country if you espouse any of this rhetoric from Antifa, trans community, or this Black Lives Matters bullshit. You are the smallest minority of the fucking world. You don't exist anymore. Now, there was over 100 million plus streams of Charlie Kirk's funeral, of people celebrating in the glory of God and coming together with each other. 100 million plus fucking people. You guys are nothing. Nothing. When you get together, you're lucky to get a few thousand people. You know what I mean? So you've got nothing. You've literally got nothing. And the people you did have, you're losing so fast, it's not even fucking funny. They're fleeing from your direction right now. the demons are fleeing from our direction. And the people that see that you were demons on your side are now heading to us where Jesus is. It's a beautiful thing, because even if you look at any of the scrolls from like ancient times, from biblical times, anytime you see the demons and the angels with the humans, you always see this massive fucking army of angels, and then you only see like a small army of demons. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And you can have these worldly things once we're all gone. Once God takes us, you can have these worldly things. But for now, it is our job as good stewards of Christ to protect the rest of the sheep of Jesus from the slaughter of the demons. And we have picked up that mantle in such mass numbers in the past 12 fucking days that you people aren't going to know what hit you when all these when all you start getting arrested. You're not going to know what's going on at all. And now Big Daddy Trump made it very clear today. He ordered the DOJ to start coming after his opposition. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's what we voted for. This is what we voted for. Okay? He told us every bit of this was going to happen. He said exactly what he was going to do. You're the ones that don't listen to things. You're the ones that don't actually sit down and watch the news or read an article. You go on TikTok and you go through a fucking bing, 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 bing. You're like, oh, he said this. Oh. And you put 20 different clips together, and in your brain, that's what Donald Trump just said. And it's fucking crazy the way y'all do that. You know? I can sit on here for 2 hours and talk off the top of my head about 500 different subjects and argue with you and give you the facts on what those subjects are without fucking looking them up. And I'm retarded. That's sad. The most retarded of us are still smarter than you. No, Jesus made it very clear. A man should not wear a woman's clothes. A woman should not wear a man's clothes. Any who does is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God. Jesus made it very clear. I have this against you. You tolerate the Jezebel spirit and you allow it to lead my children in the sexual immoralities and depravities. This I hate on the day of judgment. He tells us thousands of times in the Bible, if we tolerate the evil of demons and the evil of people not following the word of God, and we don't tell them that they're going to go to hell if they live this way, it is our job as good stewards of the Bible to at least tell you that. I'm a sinner. I'm a horrible piece of shit motherfucker. I'll say it for you. I'm terrible. I have to ask Jesus for forgiveness every day, and I beg him to please help me be reborn again every single day, and he hasn't chosen to do that yet. So I've done a lot of bad things in my past. I might have to atone for those things before I can be born again. Or I'm supposed to be savage so I can show those of you that it's okay to love Jesus Christ and still be angry at people that are evil. It's still okay to be angry at evil. It's okay to be passionate and hate when people are espousing blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. That is allowed in the Bible. When you come across demons that are blaspheming the Holy Ghost, your job as a good steward of Christ is to cast those demons away. That's your job as a good steward of the Christian faith, is to cast demons out, to fight demons in the name of Christ, not to bow down and say, oh, we have to tolerate this and we just have to sit aside and, oh, let's make compromises on this law and let's make compromises on our God-given rights. You don't compromise on anything given to you by God. There's no compromise in the Bible. You don't compromise. You don't tolerate. It is what it is. What Jesus said is what he meant. You don't interpret the word of God. The disciples did that for Jesus. It's already interpreted. It's meant the way it's written. It's not meant for you to read and say, oh, well, this is what I think. No, it's the word of God, and it's spoken as the word of God. When it says a man should not wear a woman's clothes and a woman should not wear a man's clothes, any who does is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God, which is in Romans, the New Testament, it means any who does that is detestable in the sight of the Lord your God. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to hell. It means if you don't stop that right now, once you know that's the case, you're going to go to hell if you continue that type of sin against God, and you don't repent, and you don't ask for forgiveness, and you don't be born again. You're not always going to be born again the moment you ask for it. God doesn't jump at your will. God's time doesn't work on your time. You might have to pray 2 million times before God finally says, I've heard you the whole time, my child, but I had to put you through these trials to see that you were truly with me. So we have to go through certain trials in life before God will enter and change us into what he wants us to be. Because as far as I'm concerned, I would love God to come into me and take my will and completely abolish it. Just completely get rid of my will and make his will mine. That's what I would prefer to do. I'd prefer to be able to go out here like Charlie Kirk and not get elevated in my attitude when I see demons in front of me, and be able to laugh at them and smile and say, but in the name of Jesus, I'm casting you out. Because those with the mustard seed or grain-sized faith in the Lord can move mountains. You know what I mean? You don't. None of us that were born in the 80s ever had to deal with any of the stuff that's happening in America right now. We grew up, and you know what the worst thing we had to worry about was? Sneaking through the fucking window and getting to the dinner table before mom found out we weren't at the dinner table before 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because we got kicked out of the house in the morning, and we went and hung out with all of our friends, and somehow, some way, with no internet and no telephones, every single day, being on opposite sides of the fucking town, we would always find our friends. We would know where the fuck they are. We would yell from across fucking alleys, and we would know where our friends were. You know what I mean? We didn't need technology to find things. God, you kids in this day and age, I can imagine you going on a road trip in the 1980s. Holy fuck, bro. We didn't have any way to do anything. We had to get a map from the store and actually map our destination. And you had to know what was an inch and what was a mile, how many inches made how many miles. It was fun. It made your brain think. See, when we grew up, we had TV shows like the original Power Rangers, when all they taught you was bad, was evil, and good was righteous and what you needed to aspire for. And we had cartoons that literally all the cartoons that we had taught you was to treat everybody well, to be the hero and get out and be masculine and save people and help people. Now we have these weird gay cartoons. Why are cartoons sexual? Why is somebody's sexuality in a 3-year-old's fucking cartoon? That makes no sense whatsoever. None. Nothing sexual should ever be around children. And you freaky weirdo people make cartoons about the LGBT community. That's fucking weird. You're not a culture of people. You're not a race of fucking people. You're fucking fags, bro. Just live your life and leave everybody the fuck alone. Let's just all leave everybody the fuck alone. How about that? You know what I mean? How about we just get back to people are just fucking retarded and people are just fucking gay, and just leave people the fuck alone? That would be the opportune thing to do in America. But y'all can't do that. You just can't understand the fact that nobody cares what your sexuality is. Nobody fucking cares. But like 20 of you in the world, there's nobody that cares what your sexuality is. I don't go around saying, hey guys, I'm straight. You better treat me like a straight man, because I just automatically assume that nobody cares about my sexuality. You know what I talk about when I talk to people? I talk to people about everyday things that are happening, like people that are getting murdered because they don't want to recognize your sexuality. That's weird. You're murdering people because they don't want to recognize that you're a weird, creepy pervert that wants to fuck little kids and put furry suits on. That's weird. Live action cartoon characters. They are live action fucking cartoon characters. We have moved to a creepy form of the movie Idiocracy. At least Idiocracy was wholesome. The people were just fucking dumb. You people, on the other hand, you're mixed with stupid and evil. And that's a horrible mix, because you don't even realize you're evil because you're so fucking stupid. That's the problem. You don't know what the actual definitions of words are. You think America's a democracy, not a constitutional republic. You don't know what a woman is. You don't know what a man is. You think it's all a construct made up. You think 2 + 2 = fucking 5. You literally don't live in reality. You know what I mean? You're literally fucking like, I don't even know what it's not even a mental condition. You're just fucking dumb. You people are just stupid. It's not mental illness. It's not fucking you're autistic or you're fucking like, what are the spectrum things? I don't know. I don't do psychiatrists or anything like that. Any of these mental disorders, you're none of them. These tics you kids act like you have on TikTok, like that's fucking cool. They're not real. You make that shit up. The way people speak with an acronym, that's not how real children speak. You're just trying to sound, I don't know what you're trying to sound. The shit you do with your lips, what the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck is wrong with your face? What are you doing to yourselves? Why are you trying to cosmetically change everything? You're like 15. Why are they letting 15-year-olds have cosmetic surgery in 2025? It's weird. Why are they letting little kids get hormones pumped in their body that's going to destroy their entire life? Why have we been giving our children Tylenol for 50, 60 plus years, and now we find out that's why all these children are fucking retarded? Come on, man. What's really going on in America? Real problems like this social construct shit isn't even supposed to be a part of politics at all. None of this gay shit, none of this fucking Black Lives Matter shit. This isn't politics. This is just like stuff that people are supposed to argue about in the fucking streets. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be worrying about the fact that we're literally about to be in World War III, it looks like. You know? Everything's going fucking south. I told y'all, Biden fucked this world up so bad that it's going to get horrible before it gets better. But listen, if we do go into World War III, it'll fix everything. Because there'll have to be a draft for World War III. We don't have enough people in our military right now. Have you seen the recent military statistics? They're horrible. We've had a huge uptick since Pete has taken over, but Biden depleted our military and put so many of these fucking like women in, and who knows how much of our equipment and stuff they have sabotaged. You know what I mean? We don't know. We've got active military members talking about free Palestine. They've probably sabotaged a ton of our shit. So understand, you kids will be getting drafted. You're like, well, send us to prison. Well, then they'll rape you every day and poke you up. Which way do you want to go? Either way, you're going to get fucked up. You know what I mean? Either way. So, I mean, we're good with that. You want to go to prison for 5 years instead of getting drafted? You do understand when you get out of prison, if we're still at war, you just go right back to war, right? That's how a draft works. Your draft number came up. You're either in prison until that war is over, or you just keep going back to prison. You don't just get let out of prison after 5 years. You do get that, right? You'll just get redrafted again. And now you've just sat in a fucking prison for 5 years, and you're even more fucked up than you were before, you know? So understand, that's how the draft works. It says you must hate all things that God hates, or you do not love God, is what the Bible says. Verbatim. You must hate all things that God hates, or you do not love God. That's a horrible thing to think. That God would think that I didn't love him because I tolerated one of you fucking weirdos that just wants to murder me. That's just weird to me. No, I love you. I tell you that to you. I'll tell you that right out. I'll tell you, I love you as a human being. But you've allowed and you've sacrificed your body parts for these demons to come into you. It's crazy. That's what nobody's talking about. These people are literally committing abortion sacrifices, sacrificing babies in the largest mass numbers we've ever had in American history right now for the fun of it, so they can bring demons into the world. These are sacrifices. That's what it seems like they're doing, because every one of these women that brag about these abortions, they're actual demons. You can see it in their face. And then we have people mutilating themselves and sacrificing those body parts to the demons. And they're allowing demons to come into them. These are demons. These are not like, they're like, oh, well, they're calling us Nazis. I would much rather be a Nazi than a fucking demon, bro. Are you kidding me? I would much rather be a Nazi than a demon. I'd much rather be a fascist than a fucking demon. There's no redemption. At least you can have some redemption if you think you're a human being. But we no longer see these people as even human beings at this point. because they don't act it. They mutilate their bodies. They kill babies. It's just the purest form of evil you're going to espouse. And in the Old Testament, in Revelation, it tells you in the end of times, unexplained natural disasters will happen. Dude, we've had lakes of fire. We've had the most monstrous fucking earthquakes for the past fucking, 4.5 years? That it's just been insane. We've had tsunamis. We've had unexplained earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes where they've never had tornadoes. All kinds of crazy fucking weather patterns. And then it says the people of the earth, the demons on the earth, will persecute all of the Christians, and it will go from being Christian nations to demonic possessed people that will try to kill you and turn you away from Christ. So that's what's happening right now. But you have to understand, Revelation is thousands of years of torment. It's not like Revelation starts and then Jesus' feet just step down on the earth. You know, the cups have to be poured out. There's all kinds of stuff that have to happen before the king with the 12 stars that represent the 12 disciples comes back to the earth with a fiery sword of vengeance in his hand, and he starts cutting down the fucking demons, you know? And I hope that I'm still left here in that time to see that, so I can run beside Jesus with a fucking sword in my hand and cut down demons. What we need right now, like today, you know, that they were stopping people from going in town meetings, right? These leftists were getting out in front of the town meetings and forming walls. Well, when that happens, the patriots need to form a fucking shield wall, and they need to show them this is America and get the fuck into where they need to go. Because the cops were doing nothing. The cops were standing there and watching a group of leftists physically stop and threaten to kill people that want to go into an open town hall meeting. And they said they were worshiping the speaker. They said it right out. We will worship where and who we want. And the guy said, you're worshiping this guy? What the fuck is going on, bro? And everybody's just sitting back and letting it happen. We cannot. Well, then you're getting it. See, y'all are basing the age of the Bible off of the age of the New Testament, 2,000 years. But the Bible, the Old Testament, goes back many multitudes of years past that. Because Moses himself was said to live for 800 years just in himself. So the time of Moses was like 800 years. The time of David was like, 300 or 400 years? So you got to actually read the Bible. You people you've never read the Bible, so you don't know what the timing in the Bible is. You know what I mean? They talk about years and different metrics in the Bible as well. God's metrics for things, like 7 days for God, is a completely different time frame that we live on. It explains these things in the Bible. Read the Bible. It's the most historically accurate book ever written, right down to talking about the Caesars of the past and the historical writings that we have from these people that also wrote about Jesus Christ. You know, that's what you people don't look at. You say, oh no, Jesus isn't real. There's no proof. There's nothing but proof of Jesus Christ. There's nothing but proof in history books, in Roman history books, bro. I'm muted like a potato. I don't have anybody muted. What? I don't know. I'd like the files too. And now, don't say he didn't release them, because he ordered Bondi to release all the names on the list. And have y'all looked into all the big names that Cash Patel released yesterday? Because I'm still getting into that. There's so much going on right now. That's part of my live tomorrow. So come to my live tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and you will see the answer to that. Because I want the files. I want all the Epstein files. If Trump's on them, guess what? I don't like Trump. You know what I'm saying? I don't like pedophiles, period. I find out Trump's pedophile, that'll cause a massive movement against that. I don't live in a fucking echo chamber. I'm not going to say, listen, my beliefs are my beliefs. I don't give a fuck who violates the beliefs I have. I don't care who you are. I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. We need to deal with pedophiles. But even everybody says Trump's not on the list. He's on the flight logs. The flight logs and the list are two different things. That was released years ago, if you remember correctly. But there's no pedophile sex ring list that Trump has ever been implicated to be on, except when Elon Musk was pissed. And I told y'all, when Elon Musk changed our side, I said that was going to happen. I told you in videos. I said, listen, Musk isn't on our side. He's trying to cause problems for Trump, and then he immediately tried to backtrack that because it fucked him really hard. Musk lost a lot of money over that. Now that's why he's trying to be good friends with Trump again. Anyone that fucks with Trump always loses money. Always. There's nothing but God hates things written in the Bible all over the place. We talk about God says, I'm a very wrathful, hateful God. God says, I want you to fear me. We're supposed to have the fear of God in us. We're supposed to genuinely fear when we talk bad about God and immediately apologize. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have the fear of God. God is a wrathful, vengeful God. He tells you that himself all throughout the Bible. I'm a wrathful, vengeful God. Hey, look what he did to Babylon. You know what I mean? Look at the Tower of Babel. I mean, God all throughout the Bible, you know? Look at how many millions of the Pharaoh's Egyptians he flooded and just killed in 1 second when Moses parted the Red Sea. You know what I mean? God punishes everybody in the Bible before Jesus Christ. That's why it's BC, the time frame BC, before Christ. So in the Old Testament, that's all God did was punish people. And then when God sent Jesus Christ down, he said he would never show his face to man again. Anyone who wants to come to the Father must come through the Son. But even the Son says, any who blasphemes the Holy Ghost is unforgivable. And if you blaspheme the Holy Ghost, that's an unforgivable sin. That comes from Jesus Christ. All throughout Romans, it talks about no tolerance and all the things that God hates. All throughout Revelation, it talks about no tolerance. And if you do tolerate this, God hates it. It says a man should not wear a woman's clothes. A woman should not wear a man's clothes. Any who does is detestable. Do you guys understand the word detestable? Detestable in the sight of the Lord your God. You know, everybody only wants to go through the puppy dogs and rainbows parts of the Bible. And they don't preach the fact that even Jesus Christ braided a whip for 24 hours straight. He sat down and he prayed and he put the power of God into that whip. And then he went and beat the shit out of the money. I mean, he beat the fuck out of these money changers with the power of God in a whip and flipped over and broke all their shit and took their money. You know what I mean? Jesus was not all puppy dogs, and he cast demons out like it was nothing. He brought people back to life, bro. He did amazing things. Jesus was not this timid little, he would have been more like a fisher. He would have been built more like me. You know what I mean? He was a fisher of men. He was a freaking carpenter, bro. And they didn't have power tools. Everything was sculpted by hand. Jesus was an Adonis. You know what I mean? He had flowing hair and a beard. And like when he was 12 years old, he was ministering the Pharisees at the temple. Jesus was amazing from the time he was a child. And people didn't even know what was going on. You know, they were calling him rabbi by the time he was 16 years old. That is a huge honor in Israel, in Israeli culture. That's a huge, huge honor. Yes, I own a tree company and I paint houses for a living. You can go through my videos. I post videos on here almost every day of work that I do. I just got done pressure washing and cutting some trees at a lady's house down the road here. I go to work all day long, and then I get off at 2 o'clock, and I go through all the news for a few hours, and then I go live. I just recently got back on going live, literally got remonetized and won my lawsuit against Google the day Charlie Kirk got assassinated. So that kicked off my live experiences again. And in that, it's been 12 days now, 13 days, I've gained 4,000 new followers and gotten hundreds upon hundreds of millions of views on my lives. That's not including my videos. So, I mean, I'm not doing too bad. And I only go live for an hour at a time. Like, we're about to get off here right now. Every time I talk about God, I lose 700 people almost every time. But you probably don't live anywhere near me, but I'm about to need people that are of like-minded people. And there is a little bit of a, interview process of going through social media and stuff like that. But yes, I'm going to need people very soon because we're about to be traveling. I'm going to be taking some time off and letting a friend go cut trees for me. And we're going to be traveling around, like I was saying earlier. I'm doing that again. I'm getting back out here. We're going to all the county meetings. I've still been doing that stuff. I just haven't been allowed to, I haven't been monetized. So I don't do anything. You know what I mean? If you guys don't super chat when you go to people's stuff, if you just go watch their videos and when an ad pops up, if you just click on that video for 2 seconds, guys, just click on the video for 2 seconds. They make revenue off of that. That's how you make revenue off of ads. You don't get revenue because the ad is there. Somebody has to click on the ad. So if you don't have money to support channels, and there's a lot of different channels you like to watch, and you want to support people trying to get back out here right now with everything that's going on so the truth can be espoused, then go through that person's timeline, go through all their shorts. When the ads come up, click on them, watch them for 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And do the same thing on their uploaded videos and watch them for 2 seconds, and you'll make them some money for the month, and they'll be able to keep their channels going and keep the events going and doing bigger things. No. Like I said, none of us probably even live anywhere near each other. Most of my views come from the other side of America, but I did get my analytics in the other day, and all of the hundreds of thousands of views I've been getting for the past 13 days has been right here in America. There's been 85% of the views were here in America, and then the other small percentage was overseas in Europe. So thank you for that, guys. And all the super chats I've received this week, I love you guys. I thank you for that. A lot of them don't even pop up when I'm on my cell phone. But when I'm on the laptop, I see them all when I'm on Streamlabs. And for those of you that joined me on Facebook and X while I was live on Streamlabs, it is not showing me that you're live on there, but holy fuck, thank you. Because you got me all together in my analytics, over 150,000 views on a live stream yesterday. And I beat CNN's ratings and ABC's ratings. And I'm a piece of shit, nothing. Nobody lives in his truck. So think about that. Oh, what about the Chinese Red Army? Oh, man. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about China. I know all about the Red Guard in China, buddy. I've read Sun Tzu's Art of War and Miyamoto Musashi's Book of the Five Rings 1,000 times. 2 favorite books in the entire world. And I was really into Kung Fu when I was a kid, so I studied all about China. I'll talk with you about China anytime you want to. Fucking shit-ass communist fucking country. What a horrible place. What a horrible, horrible place. And yes, don't think that the hypocrisy of a lot of people, that's why I called it out. There's a lot of hypocrisy on the right who said, oh, yeah, we're okay with it because of that. No, that's why I said I'm up and down about that situation of what's going on right now. Like I said, if they bring the federal government in and the military, I thought it was going to be the military. I didn't know we were going to have the same federal agents on the streets, you know what I mean, that also trafficked 325,000 kids in our country that still don't know where the fuck they are. And I also didn't know the same federal agents that put people like me and all of you on a fucking list as terrorists for the past 4.5 years. We're going to be the same ones not getting held accountable, but being in the streets. That part I'm not okay with. But the National Guard that's there for that city to go clean up the crime and the fucking criminal elements in their city, absolutely. Down 100% for that. That's those boys' jobs. That's what they're trained for. That's literally what their job is to keep that. The National Guard, the state National Guard is to keep your state safe. That's their actual job in times of extreme unrest and invasion. So they're doing their job. That's literally under the law. I'm not cool with the federalization, and I'm speaking out against it because you people call me I'm not a registered Republican anymore. I will not vote Republican anymore. After Donald Trump, I will no longer, unless Nick Fritos runs for president in 2028, but I will not vote Republican anymore because I'm not seeing actions. I like to see action. I don't want to see words. I want to see shit getting fucking done. I want to see savage shit like fucking federal agents dragging fucking judges out of fucking courtrooms and grabbing prosecutors that fucking prosecuted us for dumb shit and made up fucking laws. And I want to see them dragging them by their fucking hair down the steps and putting them in handcuffs and taking them to fucking prison. That's what I want to see. That's the savageness that I voted for. And that savagery came back at Charlie Kirk's funeral Sunday. Did y'all watch Donald Trump at Charlie Kirk's funeral? Did you watch the way he's been speaking for the past 13 days now? I think we might got our 2016 Trump back. Things are getting fucking, he ordered his DOJ, he ordered today, outright ordered Pam Bondi, they better start going against all these people that oppose us. So, down 100%. Federal government going after federal employees, 100% down for it. That's their fucking job. You know what I mean? That part of it, I'm down for. Getting the corruption that called me a terrorist for speaking at school board meetings because they had pornographic books in our fucking schools. And I've put these books on the internet for you guys to see. This is sick fucking shit. Teaching 5 and 8-year-olds how to give a fucking blowjob and take a dick in the ass. That's fucking crazy, bro. That you people should be either chemically castrated or put in a fucking cage for the rest of your lives that treat children like that. Do you understand? That's the future of our fucking country. You're trying to make our future like you fucking weird, demonic, possessed people, and that's not okay. But hey, we're 126 in. I love you guys. On a potato. Bro's filming on a potato. Yes, I'm filming on a potato. Take me to your leader. Yeah, I won't fucking back any of our troops going to any other country and fighting any other fucking war except for fucking fixing our country. We can't fix anything in the world until we fix America. Okay? We can't bring Jesus to other countries until we fix America. Because everything that America does, these other countries do. You seen when Biden started all these bullshit, all these other countries went twice as overboard. And now they're fucked. And guess what? Their countries are now standing up just like we are and doing the exact same things. So this is a worldwide phenomenon that's all happening at the same time in all of these different countries. Europe has stood up. Ireland has stood up. Fucking everywhere over Europe. They're standing the fuck up. They've been in the streets by the hundreds of thousands and millions. They've shut down their fucking governments with signs saying, "We love you, Charlie Kirk." This is a worldwide phenomenon you people brought on. I bet these leftists didn't think this was going to be this massive. I bet they didn't think we were actually going to mobilize military and get ready to find every single Antifa cell that's in our country. And now that you're deemed terrorists, we just arrest you. You understand that, right? You don't have constitutional rights anymore. You're deemed a terrorist in America. You no longer get the protections of the Constitution or the law. So they just come for you in black mass in the middle of the night. And more than likely, they're going to send HRT after you, which is a specialized unit that specifically goes after veterans that have gone AWOL and terrorists on America's soil. And these boys are ex-operators, and they're savage as fuck. And they're not going to care if your mommy's there, and they're not going to care if you go in the fetal position. Most of them don't want to deal with the paperwork, if you know what I mean. And we're okay with that because you're terrorists. You're killing us in the streets. If you would have just kept it to your peaceful protesting, that would have been one thing. That we were tolerating. We let you cause $100+ billion worth of damage to our country, and we took it up the ass and we paid the taxes to fix it, to get it started fixing. Okay? You started ruining the economies of your cities and your states, and they started locking up products and moving companies out faster than fucking... I was going to make a fucking funny pun, but I'm tired. I've been doing work all day. I'm just going to say, man, y'all fucking made the mistake of wanting a war, and now you've got it, and there's going to be no more mercy for you, and there's going to be no tolerance for your side, and we're just coming to get you now. Now we have laws that you're terrorists. That means when you're in the streets doing your stupid shit and we fuck you up as American citizens, we cannot go to jail for that. Y'all found that out this weekend. We can't because you're deemed terrorists. And when we have you on video espousing in the streets, we are Antifa. We are here. We are organized to stop these fascists. Guess what? That means you don't have that constitutional right to do that anymore. As saying you're part of that organization, you're standing there and admitting you were a terrorist on American soil. It is my duty as an American citizen to stop you and turn you over to the law enforcement, to the authorities. You're about to see a lot of civilian arrests happen around America because we're legally allowed to do that under the Constitution now that you were deemed a terrorist organization. You don't seem to get the gravity of what that means. That means you have given up your constitutional rights. They are now void. They no longer exist. Anyone with anything Antifa oriented on your pages, on your clothes, in your notebooks, anytime you've ever posted anything, and we've saved it, don't worry, we have it all of you are part of a terrorist organization, and you will be prosecuted for being terrorists. We have 3 years to come for you. You're not going to come for us anymore. Now, all of you are being watched. And the moment you try to make a move, pop, all of you. You think we don't know who you are? You know how easy it is to get a person's information? Y'all all know who me. They'll find out where I live real easy. You know how easy it is for anybody to do? You can do that with an AI app in about 2 hours. You can find out where all your enemies live. So just calm the fuck down. The government's coming for you. They're going to hit you with black mass in the middle of the night because you're terrorists. And I'm smiling in glee that this is going to happen. Now, do I wish they were just giving us a week of purge for all of us to work this out with each other? I would much more prefer that. That would be much more up my alley. Would I prefer if they would just put us all in the streets with some shields and fucking swords and say, deal with it and get it over with? Fuck yeah. Fucking keep the guns out of it. Let's be men about this shit. Let's get some axes and some swords and some shields, and let's meet in the fucking street and see whose shield wall is strongest. That's the easiest way to do it. We don't need to fucking kill everybody around us. Let's just fight each other and get it over with. Leave the ICE agents alone. They're not the ones you want. People like me are the ones you want. You know what I mean? We're the ones that are prepared for you to do these things. So keep coming after us, and please start leaving the innocent people alone, because that's all. You're not achieving anything except eradicating yourselves from this planet. That's all you're achieving, because eventually, if it gets too bad, the drone strikes will come. You understand that we're not above taking this to the full extent of where it has to go if you keep murdering us, right? We're not above that. You thought because we're the law and order side and we let you just get away with shit that we were going to continue? If you started assassinating us and then espousing in the streets that you wanted to kill all of us, that we were just going to allow you to continue? No. I guarantee you this, though. If it would have been someone other than Charlie Kirk, it wouldn't be happening like this. There wouldn't be millions of people. There wouldn't be politicians straight up making videos and saying there is no more coexistence with these people on the left. Do you not understand the gravity of this? We have all the power. We control all of the forms of the government right now. We have 3 years of that. And you will not win midterms after the Charlie Kirk assassination. So we control everything, including the electricity and the farms and everything. You don't have a leg in this fight at all, like not even a little bit. That's what we think is hilarious about this. Is you're like, oh, we're gonna get out here and have a war. It's not gonna be a war. There ain't gonna be no fucking war in the streets, bro. There's like 12 of you. What are you gonna fucking do? You know, there's not going to be no war in the streets. If you were smart, you would have dug a fucking big bunker and you would have learned how to use drones. That would have been a lot better for you. But you didn't do that. You were retarded and you didn't get any real training. You didn't get anybody that has, oh, I got cats out here waiting to eat and fucking raccoons. I got to feed my cats and raccoons, guys. Yeah, I know. I'm a fucking hillbilly. I'm feeding rats and cats, rats and cats and cats and cats, rats and raccoons, cats and raccoons. Fuck, I'm tired, man. Look, my whole canopy's gone. Fucking blew off. That fucking sucked, man. I'll get a new one tomorrow. I love you guys. Now I'm just rambling. I'll see y'all later. Hi. If you're just getting here, it's a little late. Yes, but the majority of us have been spending a lot of time learning these drones, and we have people that flew drones in the military professionally. you can't compare to us when it comes to drones, buddy. Because you see, all these gamer kids, they love us too. They're not on your side. All these gamer kids that fly these drones professionally, they're not on your side. They're on our side. You know, we've been paying them to work with us for fucking years now. So, some of us are FAA. Yeah, but like I said, you're 0.01% of the population. So there's not enough of you. Do you get it? There's not enough of you. So, and thanks for telling us that. Thanks for giving us that information with you espousing this terrorist ideology. Somebody screenshot that guy. Talking about how, thanks for saying you were my opposition and that you're an FAA registered pilot. I'll never get you censored. But I mean, if you're a terrorist, I'll report you to the FBI. I mean, you're a fucking terrorist. If you won't come at me and be a man about it, then what else am I going to do? Keep letting you threaten me and shit like that, guys? No, not at all. But I'll never block you from making comments because I love you. Well, when you put the context together, see, that's another thing. They think these whole word things where they can say one thing and then say another and they don't actually go together. No, that was part of the act that Trump passed tonight. Okay, that type of shit that y'all think y'all can get away with it and we don't understand the context of it. That was part of the law that got passed tonight. That's not going to fly in America anymore. That's not going to fly. We know what y'all mean when y'all make all these little weird comments to us that are just offhanded enough to where it's not actually saying what you want to say, but you're trying to get your point across. We're smart enough to get what that means.